Hi and welcome along to AFTV Transfer Daily, the show that keeps you up to date with players that may link with a summer transfer move to Arsenal. Brought to you today by the guys from Mask FC, who do these brilliant football-inspired masks. The link is in the description. Use the code if you want to get 10% off. And also brought to you by the guys from Flick, that brilliant app. I know that so many of you guys have been getting on it. If you haven't already got an app, it's absolutely free to download. Does not cost a penny. The link is in the description. Yesterday, loads of you guys got in there and gave us your teams for the day. You also gave us your predictions for the match yesterday, which I have to say, I'm looking back on 5-0, 6s, 7s. I had actually predicted 2-1. No, 2-0. 2-0 I predicted, actually. It turned out to be 2-1. I kind of had a feeling it was going to be a tight game, and it proved to be that way. But thanks for everybody yesterday who got involved on the app. You can get involved on the app today. Two things. You can win yourself an Aubameyang shirt with Aubameyang's name on the back. The new Arsenal home kit that they wore yesterday. If you want to win that, get onto the app. And you can also vote for your man of the match from yesterday's game. I know who mine was, but who was yours? The game yesterday. Oh, jeez. What can I say? How frustrating a game was that? I knew, as I said, I gave my prediction as 2-1 on Flick yesterday. Also in the Bias Premier League show, and I just had a feeling that this game was going to be tight. The last time we played West Ham, it was a tight game before the lockdown, and they really deserved to get something out of that as well. I think it was Lacazette who kind of got a late goal. It was kind of similar again yesterday. Not a convincing performance. They came, they played very, very well, West Ham. They had a point to prove after that very, very poor performance in their first game against Newcastle, and they did. Let's be real, Arsenal fans. It was a bit of a smash and grab. They deserve to get something out of it. But friends reunited yesterday in Danny Ceballos and also Eddie Nketiah. Remember last week, they were having some handbags on the pitch, pushing each other, and that in the warm-up. This time, what a difference a week can make. Look at their faces. They're all smiles as Danny Ceballos assisted the goal, and it was Eddie Nketiah with a late winner in that game. Absolutely brilliant, and it was fantastic that we got the win. But did it, for you, pose a lot of sort of questions when you looked at that game yesterday? I actually thought to myself, I mean, it was so frustrating watching it, as I said, but when I woke up this morning and I started to think about it, I was like, you know what? Sometimes it's not bad to have a game like that. Had we have won that game 4-5-0, like some people predicted, you know, the owners of the club, some of the people who are doing the transfer business, the Edus might be saying, well, you know what? I don't even know if we need this. I'm not too sure if we need that, you know, because we're looking good. No, what yesterday showed is that we do need more signings if we are to get into that top 4 or even have a chance of it this season. We need more signings because there's going to be many, many more games against teams like West Ham who are going to set up and be very, very difficult to beat. And of course, you've also got the top teams to play as well. So what do we need? Yesterday showed clearly that Arsenal were lacking in a bit of creativity. Yes, I said, even though Saka, I thought, you know, did well in the creation of both goals, Danny Ceballos created the winner, so you could say creativity did come from the midfield. But for long periods in the game, there's no creativity. It's very difficult to play that 4-3-3 that you really need to play at home when you're playing against teams like West Ham. And for me, showed yesterday we need Houssem Aouar. We need to get this guy in. You could see it yesterday. The creativity was lacking there. We need a player like him. I spoke about it yesterday, how the Lyon president, Jean-Michel Alias, was doing his difficult stuff, talking about how he's not even sure if Arsenal can afford it and there's been no bid yet or nothing. However, as I said on yesterday's show, Lyon are looking at replacements already for Aouar, so they know there's a danger of them losing him. They've looked at Lucas Paqueta of AC Milan as a possible replacement. it's going to be expensive to get this one done. It's going to be probably about 45, 50 million pounds. But I think Arsenal need something in that midfield area. They need a bit more creativity. It was lacking yesterday. It was obvious to see. I don't know what you guys think. I mean, I just think we need a player like this. We did a poll on Flick yesterday, and I asked you the question, do you think we'll get Houssem Aouar? And 82% of you said yes, you do think we'll get Houssem Aouar. So I hope you guys are going to be right, but we need that creativity in midfield. We also, I think, Granit Xhaka, he did okay yesterday. Ceballos with the assists. Nothing on those two. I'm not saying, obviously, we're not getting rid of Ceballos. He's in for another year. And I don't think it's about getting rid of Granit Xhaka, but I just feel also a bit more steel in there. Thomas Partey will be perfect. We know that. Will be perfect. And what was really, really interesting about yesterday's game, I don't know if you guys clocked this, it was the players that were missing that were very, very significant. No Lucas Torreira, not even on the bench. What does that tell you? I've been sort of building up to this all week and saying, have a look at who's going to be missing from that game. And it will tell you quite significantly what's happening with certain players. We know that Torreira has been linked with a move away. Sport 890, a Uruguayan publication, even going as far to say that Atletico Madrid are interested in signing him. Now, if that is true, we need to get that emotion as quickly as possible. Try and get Lucas Torreira. And I hate to say this because I've loved him whilst he's been here, but let's move him on, get that money in, whether it's a swap deal for Partey if he does go to Atletico Madrid, or as is more likely, he moves on to Italian football. Arsenal need to get that money in to try and get a Partey or Aouar. It does look like he's going, though. Look, as I said, significant that he wasn't even on the bench. I think if he doesn't play at all or doesn't figure at all on Wednesday in the Carabao Cup against Leicester, I think that's 100% literally that he's gone. Another player that wasn't even on the bench yesterday, despite Arteta saying that, clean slate and that for this season, was Guendouzi. That's 2 games in a row now. No Guendouzi, not even in the squad. And again, as I said, the midfield looked a bit light in parts in that game. No creativity. Guendouzi, not even in the squad. I think that tells you, again, all you need to know, that he is going to be one of those players that they're looking to sell. But at the moment, they're finding it difficult at the moment to find a buyer for him. But they, if they're going to move him out, they have to move him out quickly. Again, if he doesn't play on Wednesday, what does that tell you? I think it tells you all you need to know, that he's definitely going to be gone. There was no Socrates in the squad, right? We looked, remember in the warm-up before the game, there was an injury, to Kieran Tierney. You'd have thought you could have brought Socrates in. You could have moved David Luiz out on the left, but there was no Socrates in that squad. So again, Socrates, we know, is on the verge of a move to Italian football with Napoli. The talk is there. They're waiting to see what happens with Koulibaly. I don't think that's going to be the case. I think this deal will get done, and Socrates will be moved out. Probably not going to be a fee for him because he's on such high wages. It's the only way to negotiate him out, a bit like what happened with Mkhitaryan. But again, a player we're going to have to move out, free up some of those £90,000 a week wages that he's on. A player who did actually play in the game but didn't look great was Kolasinac. Came in at the last minute, always difficult. Even though you'll have people saying, well, why is it difficult? You're in the squad. You should be ready to play. It's always difficult to come in, when, you're geared up for being on the bench. And then all of a sudden you're into the thick of it. And that's what happened to him yesterday. However, I thought he was very poor yesterday. Just did not have a good game. I mean, there's been talk that he's saying that he wouldn't mind staying at Arsenal. That was not a good CV or a good way of trying to state your claim yesterday by putting in a very, very poor performance. And it does look like he's surplus to requirements. Again, if these guys are going to go, we need to get them moved out as quickly as possible. There's been Leverkusen that are interested in him. There's been Schalke. Leverkusen seem to be one of the clubs that are prepared to pay a decent amount of fee for him, but I really do think his time is up at the club yesterday, and yesterday proved that. So that's what I'm saying. You know, you look at the game yesterday, you get a bit of evidence of what needs to be done, and I really hope that Arsenal are going to do it. No Reece Nelson, not even in the squad. Again, will be. I know. Listen, we got a lot of players that, you know, Pepe was on the bench even, so maybe Reece Nelson might play on Wednesday, but could he possibly be going out on a loan? There's been rumours linking him with a loan move to Crystal Palace. Could that happen? Lots and lots of questions to be answered, and only 2 weeks to answer them when that window shuts. Goalkeeping position. Leno yesterday had a decent enough game, but there was a couple of shaky moments in there. We're obviously going to need a number 2. Matt Macy was number 2 yesterday. We're on the verge of signing this guy, Alex Runnison. We've heard all about it all week. Could that one be announced tomorrow? A £1.5 million deal. And is he going to be the second or third choice goalkeeper? That is a question that I've been asking a lot. Second or third choice. Are Arsenal still trying to get David Raya? Raya, this was quite significant yesterday. Only on the bench for Brentford. There was talk that he had picked up a little bit of an injury in the first game, but only on the bench. Their number 1 goalkeeper for all of last season, only on the bench. They haven't been off to a great start, Brentford. They did actually win 3-0 yesterday, but only on the bench. He's said to be very unhappy that Brentford have been sort of blocking his move to Arsenal. He wants the team back up with his coach, Inaki Kana, who's the goalkeeping coach at Arsenal now, previously at Brentford. He would love a move. Will that happen as well? Brentford said to be wanting in excess of £10 million, which is a lot of money. Will that happen? Again, be interesting to see. It's only 2 weeks to go. He's going to be revealed. We're going to find out what's going to happen. But I think yesterday, as I said, bit of a wake-up call to the guys who are doing the transfer business. More is needed. The first game was great against Fulham. Yesterday, a bit of a reality check. More is needed, and especially creativity. I haven't even spoken about Ozil. No Ozil, not even in the squad. We're talking about a lack of creativity. No Ozil, not even in the squad. If he don't play on Wednesday, that Carabao Cup games will be really interesting, because obviously we've got Liverpool next week. So you're going to want to rest your star players, the players that you really need for that game. You might want to give a few a bit of a run out, but on the whole, you're going to rest most of those players. So this is the chance where you surely, if Ozil's going to figure at all for Arsenal, he has to play in that game. And if he doesn't, what does that tell us? So that is going to be so interesting to see. That team sheet is probably going to be as interesting as the game. So going to be really, really interesting. So let's see how that one happens. Thanks for watching the show today. Don't forget to download the app Flick. You can have an opportunity to win yourself an Aubameyang shirt just by downloading the app for free. It also gives you a chance to get involved with all the stuff that we do on Flick. Today, I'm asking, who was your man of the match from yesterday's game? Who is your man of the match? Vote right now. I'm going to put a few suggestions in there. Obviously, I think the suggestions have to be Gabriel, Saka. I thought he played well. Nketiah, very important goal. Lacazette. Who was your man of the match? Vote on the app right now. The Flick app, free to download. Thanks for watching the show, and we will be back tomorrow. And you know what? Thank God for that win yesterday. I can kick back, relax, watch highlights of our game, watch highlights of the Man United game, and also the games that happen later on. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back tomorrow. It's Robbie here from AFTV. Don't forget to check out AFTV on Flick for all the latest transfer rumours, for all the information on Arsenal, for all the information on AFTV. You can check me there for Q&As on a regular basis. The link is in the description. It is free to download. Download it right now.